Now let's see the next question. In this question number 157, which of the following organism match with their respective characteristic? That means we have to match the column 1 with column 2. So in the column 1, it has been given pila, then bombyx, then pleurobrachia, then taenia, and respectively we have to match with their characteristic like flame cells, then complates, radula, Malpighian tubules. So we have discussed all these organisms in which chapter? In the chapter Animal Kingdom. So which among them is the correct option? For this we have to match the following organism with their respective structure. So these are the organisms with their respective structure. Pila match with the structure radula, then bombyx match with the Malpighian tubules, pleurobrachia match with the complates, and the taenia, which is the platyhelminths, match with the flame cells. Flame cells, you know, that helps in the osmoregulation process. So which among the following options are correct option? That is option number 2. So option number 2 is the correct answer for this question. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 158, the express sequence tag, that is ESTs, refer to gene expressed as RNA or polypeptide expression or DNA polymorphism or novel DNA sequence. So we have discussed the Human Genome Project and the DNA fingerprinting test and all the methodologies which were described in this, that is the express sequence tag, then sequence annotation. We have discussed that in which chapter? That's in the chapter Molecular Basis of Inheritance. So which among them is the correct option? That is option number 1. Genes expressed as RNA, which means that express sequence tags refer to the genes which are expressed as RNA. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 159, which of the following statement is incorrect? Morels and truffles are edible delicacies. Claviceps is a source of many alkaloids and LSD, that is the lysergic, and conidia are produced exogenously and ascospore endogenously. Then option number 4 is yeast have filamentous bodies with long thread-like hyphae. So we have described all these statements in which chapter? In the chapter Plant Kingdom. So which among them is the incorrect statement? That is option number 4. In the option number 4, it has been said that yeast have filamentous bodies. So option number 4 is the correct option. In this statement, it has been said that yeast have filamentous bodies with long thread-like hyphae. Is this correct statement? No. So what is the correct statement for yeast? They do not have this thread-like hyphae. So this option number 4 is the incorrect statement. Okay. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 160, match the column 1 with column 2. Column 1, here all the different types of saprophytes, then parasite, lichens, mycorrhiza, these are given. Along with this, we have to match the column 2 where the symbiotic association of fungi with plants' root, then decomposition of the dead organic materials, living plants or animals, or symbiotic association of algae and fungi. So we have discussed this in the chapter Plant Kingdom. So what we have to do? We have to match the following so that we get the options. So after matching the column 1 with column 2, what we have got? The saprophyte, which are the organism helpful for decompositions of the dead organic materials. Then parasite, which live on plants or animals. Lichens, that is the symbiotic association of algae and fungi. Mycorrhiza, that is the symbiotic association of fungi with plant roots. So which among them is the correct option? That is option number 4. So in the option number 4, it has been correctly marked. So this is very important and very easy question, and it has directly come from the NCERT textbook. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 161, which of the following glucose transporter is insulin dependent? GLUT1, GLUT2, GLUT3 or GLUT4? So we have discussed this, but in the chapter biomolecules, and in fact it is already given in your NCERT textbook with a tabular form. So which among them is the correct answer? That is option number 4. So GLUT4 are the glucose transporters which transfer the glucose into the cells. So this is very important. Now let's see the next questions. So in this question number 162, which of the following immune response is responsible for rejection of kidney graft? There are 4 options given: autoimmune response, humoral immune response, inflammatory immune response, or the cell mediated immune response. So this is from the chapter Human Health and Disease. There we have seen and discussed that the body cell, they recognize the self cell and the non-self cell. So which among them is the correct option? That is option number 4. Option 4, it says that cell mediated immune response help in the rejection of kidney graft. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 163, as you can see here, use of an artificially kidney during hemodialysis may result in nitrogenous waste buildup in the body, non-elimination of excess potassium ions. Option number C is reduce absorption of calcium ion from gastrointestinal tract. Option number 4 is reduce red blood cell productions. So which among them is the correct option that we have got in the chapter excretory products and their eliminations, right? So option number 1 and option number 2, that is option number A and B, is the correct option. And the option number reduce absorption of calcium ions from gastrointestinal tract and the reduced RBC production, that is the appropriate answer for the use of the artificial kidney during the hemodialysis. So which among them is the correct option? That is option number 3. So in the option number 3, it has been said that option C and D, it is the correct result for the use of the artificial kidney during the hemodialysis. So I hope it is very clear. Now let's see the next question. So in the next question, as you can see here, 164, which of the following statement is correct? Cornea is an external, transparent and protective proteinaceous covering of the eyeball. Cornea consists of dense connective tissue of elastin and can repair itself. Option number 3 is cornea is convex and transparent layer which is highly vascularized. Option number 4 is cornea consists of dense matrix of collagen and is the most sensitive portion of the eye. So we have discussed the structure and function of eye in which chapter? In the chapter neural control and coordination. So in the last part we have discussed all about this. So which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 4. Cornea consists of a dense matrix of collagen and it is the most sensitive portion of the eye. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 165, it has been said that the frequency of recombination between gene pairs on the same chromosome as a measure of the distance between gene was explained by, here are the names of the scientists, T.H. Morgan, Gregor Mendel, Alfred Sturban or Sutton Boveri. We have already discussed all the name of the scientists in which chapter? In the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variations. There we have got the term recombination, which means the crossing over, and this recombination is directly proportional to the distance between two genes on the same chromosome. There we have discussed that this is the chromosome and the position of the gene, suppose these are the genes A and this is the gene B. On the basis of these two genes, it will tell us whether the recombination will take place in how much percentage. So that was best explained by whom? That is by the Alfred and Sturban. So option number 3 is the correct answer. I hope you have remembered about this. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 162, we have to match the following genes of the lakh operon with their respective products. Here all the genes are given: I gene, Z gene, then A gene and Y gene. Along with this, all the enzymes and the product of their are given, that is B-galactosidase, permease, then repressor, then trans-acetylase. So we have discussed about the lakh operand in the chapter molecular basis of inheritance, and we have seen all their products which is given by all this gene. Now let's match the following. So after matching the column 1 with column 2, we have got this result that the I gene receive the product repressor which inhibit the operon. Have you remembered that lakh operon system? Now Z gene will give the beta-galactosidase. Beta-galactosidase, that is the enzyme which break the lactose into galactose and glucose. And the next is A gene. A gene is for the enzyme trans-acetylase, and Y gene is for the enzyme permease. Permease which helps in the permeability of the lactose into the cell. So these are the genes and their respective products. So I hope you have remembered the lakh operon. Okay. Now let's see the next question. In this question number 167, what you can see, it takes very long time for pineapple plants to produce flowers. Which combination of the hormones can be applied to artificially induce flowering in pineapple plants throughout the year to increase their yield? Options are given for all the hormones. Option 1 is auxin and ethylene. Option number 2 is gibberellin and cytokinin. Option number 3 is gibberellin and hibiscus acid. And option number 4 is cytokinin and hibiscus acid. So we have discussed all about these plant hormones, that is the phytohormones, in the chapter plant growth and development. So which among them is the correct option? Have you remembered all the function of these hormones? So option number 1, auxin and ethylene. These are the two hormones which in combinations will help the pineapple plants to flower throughout the year. Alright. Now let's see the next question. So option number 1, that is auxin and ethylene is the correct option. Now let's see the next question. In this question number 168, identify the cells whose secretion protect the lining of the gastrointestinal tract from various enzymes. Chief cells, goblet cells, oxyntic cells or duodenal cells. So this is from the chapter digestion and absorptions. I have given a figure on it. So which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 2. Goblet cells are the kind of cells which secrete alkaline medium and it protects the gastrointestinal tract from the concentrated hydrochloric acid. Alright. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 169, as you can see here, which of the following can be used as a biocontrol agent in the treatment of plant disease? Trichoderma, chlorella, anabina or lactobacillus. So we have discussed in the chapter applications of biotechnology how the different types of microbes have been modified with the help of the biotechnological process for treating different kind of diseases that take place in the plants or in animals. So which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 1, trichoderma. So this trichoderma is used as a biocontrol agent for the treatment of the plant diseases. Okay. Now let's move on to the next questions. So in the next question, as you can see here, question number 170. Phloem in gymnosperm lacks albuminous cells and sieve cells, sieve tubes only, companion cells only, or both sieve tubes and the companion cells. So we have discussed the structure of phloem tissues in the chapter anatomy of flowering plants. Phloem and xylem tissue, that is the complex tissue of the plant kingdom, right? So while discussing the anatomy of the plant tissue, we have got this term that in gymnosperm, the phloem tissue does not have sieve tubes and the companion cells. So option number 4 is the correct answer. Alright. Now let's see the next question. So in this question number 171, it has been said that the extrusion of second polar body from egg nucleus occurs, 4 options are given, after the entry of sperm but before fertilization. Option number 2 is after fertilizations. Option number 3 is before the entry of sperm into ovum, and option number 4 is simultaneously with the first cleavage. So we have discussed this in the chapter human reproductions. There we have discussed the oogenesis process in which the form the ovums, right? So which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 1. In the option number 1, it has been said that the second polar body which forms the nucleus take place after the entry of sperm but before fertilization. That means after entry of the sperm, the ovum completes the meiotic cell division, because the meiotic cell divisions get hold in the prophase 2 phase. So after that they move towards the anaphase, then metaphase stage, right? And thereby they form the second polar body. And you know the function of polar body. Polar body is formed to maintain the cytoplasms and the nucleus or the chromosome number, right? So option number 1 is the correct option. Now let's see the next question. In the next question, it has been said that question number 172, under which of the following condition there will be no change in the reading frame of the following mRNA. So for this we have to sort out this problem. Here the mRNA sequence are given. We have discussed this in the chapter molecular basis of inheritance. We have got the term reading frame, right? So this is the mRNA sequence, right? So in the first option, it has been said that insertion of the G at 5th position, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you insert a G here, so there will be difficulty in reading the frame, because you know that genetic code have 3 nitrogenous bases, which means it will look like this. Right? And option number 2, it has been said the deletion of G. If you delete G from the 5th position, there will be not formation of those genetic code. There will be no triplet code, right? And the third option, it said that the insertion of A and G at 4th and 5th position respectively. Since we are adding only 2 nitrogenous bases, that is A and G, there will be no triplet code formation. So in the 4th option, it has been said that if the deletion of GGU from the 7th, 8th and 9th position take place, that means this GGU, if you cut this, will there be any difficulties in reading the frame? No, that reading frame will be of no change. So option number 4 is the correct answer for this question. Now let's see the next question. In the next question, that is question number 173, the concept of omnis cellula is cellula regarding cell division was first proposed by Rudolf Virchow, Theodor Swissgen, Sladen or Aristotle. So that we have discussed in the chapter Cell, the unit of life. That is a very easy question. So which among them is the correct answer? That is the option number 1, Rudolf Virchow. So Rudolf Virchow gave the concept of omnis cellula as cellula regarding the cell divisions, right? Okay. Now let's see the next question. So in this question 174, what triggers the activation of the prototoxin to activate the Bt toxin of the Bacillus thuringiensis in bollworm? Body temperature, moist surface of midgut, alkaline pH of gut or the acidic pH of the stomach. So we have got this term in which chapter? In the chapter applications of biotechnology. So there we have discussed all the different types of microbes which are genetically modified to treat various kind of diseases. So this bollworm was treated by the bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis. This Bacillus thuringiensis secrete a toxin which is called as Bt toxin, and this Bt toxin remain as an inactivated form. When the lepidodapteron or any kind of insect or the nematodes come in contact with the cotton plants, then due to the alkaline pH of their gut, it gets activated and it swell the cells of the insect. For this, the insect get died. So, which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 3, alkaline pH of the gut. So, due to the alkaline pH of the gut of the insect, the prototoxin of the Bt toxin get activated, right? Now, let's see the next question. So, in this question number 175, you have to identify the correct pair representing the causative agent of the typhoid fever and the confirmatory test for the typhoid. So, that we have got in the chapter Human Health and Disease, where we have discussed different kinds of diseases than their causative agents. So, the typhoid fever is caused by which bacteria? That is by the Salmonella typhi, and the test which is used to detect the typhoid fever is called as the Weidel test. So, which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 4. Salmonella typhi is the name of the causative agent for the typhoid fever and the test name is Weidel test, right? Okay. Now, let's see the next question. So, in this question number 176, what is the genetic disorder in which an individual has an overall masculine development, gynecomastia, and is sterile? There are options given: Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndromes, Edwards syndromes, or the Down syndromes. So, we have discussed all this kind of different syndromes in the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variations. So, which among them is the correct option for all these symptoms? That is the option number 2. This Klinefelter syndrome, in which the organism or the body have 44 plus XXY chromosome, which means they have 47 chromosomes, and these are the symptoms which take place because of this syndrome, right? Okay. Now, let's see the next question. So, in this question number 177, polyblend, a fine powder of recycled modified plastic, has proved to be a good material for making plastic sack, used as a fertilizer, construction of roads, or making tubes and pipes. So, this is from the chapter Environmental Issues, where we have seen and discussed a case study in which the plastic waste can be manufactured and thereby it is used in the construction of roads. So, which among them is the correct option? That is option number 3. Construction of roads. So, there from the chapter Environmental Issues we have got this term, right? So, polyblend, that is the fine powder which is made with the modified plastics, and this is mixed with the bitumen, right? Polyblend mixed with bitumen, and it help in the construction of roads and increase their lifespan by 3 to 4 years. Alright? Okay. Now, let's see the next question. So, in this question number 178, which of this following method is the most suitable for disposal of the nuclear waste? Shoot the waste into space, bury the waste into or under the Antarctic ice cover, dump the waste within rocks under deep ocean. Option number 4 is bury the waste within rock deep below the earth's surface. So, this question also comes from the chapter Environmental Issues, where we have discussed the waste management techniques of different kind of waste. So, this nuclear waste, that how should be treated? So, which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 4. That means the bury the nuclear waste within the rocks deep below the earth's surface, that is of 500 meter deep, right? So, this is the correct answer. Now, let's see the next question. So, in this question number 179, match the following hormones with their respective disease. So here in the column 1, all the hormones are given like insulin, then thyroxine, corticoids and the growth hormones, and in the another half it is given the Addison's disease, diabetes insipidus, acromegaly, goiter or the diabetes mellitus. So this is from the chapter chemical coordinations in the humans, where we have discussed all these different kind of hormones and their respective diseases, right? So we have to match the column 1 with column 2. So let's see the answer. So after matching the column 1 with column 2, we have got their respective disease. The insulin, the disease is diabetes mellitus, thyroxine, that is the hormone released by the thyroid gland and it forms goiter. Then corticoids, that forms the disease Addison's disease, and the growth hormone, if it get increased, it will lead to a disease which is called as acromegaly. So which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 3. So in the option number 3, it is correctly marked. So this is the answer. Now let's see the last question, that is 180. So in this question number 180, you have to select the correct option. First option is 8th, 9th and 10th pairs of ribs articulate directly with the sternum. Option number 2 is 11th and 12th pairs of ribs are connected to the sternum with the help of hyaline cartilage. Option number 3 is each rib is a flat thin bone and all the ribs are connected dorsally to the thoracic vertebra and ventrally to the sternum. And option number 4 is there are 7 pairs of vertebrosternal, 3 pairs of vertebrochondral and 2 pairs of vertebral ribs. So this is from the chapter locomotions and movement, right? So which among them is the correct option? That is the option number 4. The rib cage, there are 7 pairs of vertebrosternal and 3 pairs of vertebrochondral and 2 pairs of vertebral ribs. So option 4 is the correct statement. So these are the 90 questions of biology of the year 2019. So for more details of each of the questions, you can refer to the chapters of class 11 and 12, and I have told you all the chapters of the respective questions, right? Now let's see the next question paper.